Welcome to the Z Files. You're Zooming with Ellie Crystal, your host from crystallinks.com. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I never do anything having to do with meditations or things of that kind. So I thought I would begin with a beginner's guide to meditation. Some of you may have meditated before, others are just new to it. Others just want to hear what I have to say because they've had other teachers, and it's all good. There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just all good. Okay. So I made some notes and I will read some and talk about them. And this is how you begin. First thing you do is say, all right, let's say you're a newbie, you never meditated before in your life. You say, okay, first thing you need to do is decide, do you want to meditate indoors? Or in many cases, people prefer meditation outdoors, on the beach, because we're coming to summer in the Northern Hemisphere, in a park, in a forest, on top of a mountain. You always see everybody going, woo, and then they see the sun and they're happy and whatever. This is strictly up to you. And of course, your location can vary every time you meditate. It could be the same. You can try something on Monday, come back to it the next Monday, whatever you want. There shouldn't be a routine for this. Okay. So now you've got your location. Within that room, you have to adjust the lighting. Some people like to meditate in the dark. Some people like a little bit of light. Some people like candlelight, because candles are very interesting when you meditate. Sometimes they flicker higher, showing that's more energy. That's your choice also. Just be careful with candles. Put them at a safe distance from you in case you're meditating and you just kind of nod off or something. I don't recommend candles, but a lot of people like them. So that's totally up to you. Next thing you have to decide is take your tech, okay, and either turn it off or put it on something silent so that your tech does not disturb you during the meditation. No texts, no emails, no phone calls. For a certain period of time, it'll all go to voicemail or email, it'll all go somewhere and you will get your messages. And besides, if you're really expecting something important, it's not the best time to meditate, okay? It's when you just really want to relax, because what meditation is taking the brain as a computer, it's taking the chemistry in the brain and balancing it, quieting the chatter. So it's important that you turn the tech off, at least temporarily, okay? Make sure that you're not expecting anyone. If you have pets who are going to make noise because the UPS or somebody's coming to the door, this is something you have to take into account also. Then there are the sounds during the meditation themselves. Some people like to meditate in silence. No noise, do not disturb. Other people like to have their iPod playing. They like to have some sort of music going on. That's up to you. That's trial and error. Okay. You may say, I want to meditate quietly, but then it's like disturbing to you. So you go back and you say, okay, I'm going to meditate not that way. I'm going to meditate with some music. Just try it. See what works for you and just go from there. Clothing, if you want to wear a specific color because you think it'll influence the meditation, that's up to you. Just make sure when you sit down or lie down for your meditation, your clothing is comfortable. If you're wearing a belt, you may want to loosen it or remove it. If you're wearing glasses, you may want to take your glasses off. This is, again, just getting yourself comfortable and your consciousness ready for whatever is going to happen. Okay. Some people like to add things to a room. They like to add crystals. When I sat down today, my favorite little natural blue quartz crystal said, I want to play and be part of this. So I said, okay, fine. So it's there. So you can use crystals. You can wear them as jewelry. You can let them be near you. Some people like crystals in a circle around them when they're sitting on the floor. That's also for you to decide. I know people who actually will lay down and place crystals on the chakras, and that's something you'd have to look up what they are. They follow something called Roy G. Biv, this way, going this way. that's a lesson for another day. But you can wear crystals, use crystals. Then there are flowers. If you have flowers, that's great. You know, you can set some flowers near you, put them across the room. When spirits come in, very often the fragrances of flowers, particularly roses, will waft across the room in a meditation, which is really very nice. You can decide, do you want to meditate alone with one person, with a group, sitting in a circle, however they want to do it, you know, it's because there's something about group energy that just perks you, you know, it becomes more powerful, stronger. What's happening when you're meditating is your brain is going from this level of consciousness to, it's actually going into what they call higher consciousness, but it's moving into the grids. And everything is in the grids, everything about this reality, any other reality, anywhere, anytime, okay? It's all in there. And you want to go up there and you think to yourself, well, okay, it's my first time. I'm going to close my eyes. And when you get good, you don't have to even do that, but I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to sit here peacefully and quietly, maybe some quiet music playing. I'm very comfortable, or I'm lying down on a little pillow or whatever. And I'm going to see what comes. Now, you could ask for a message and see if an answer comes, but as a beginner, you're better off just closing your eyes and just looking here at the screen over here and seeing if there's any images that appear to you. They may be still images, they may be animated. As you get better and better, you don't just see, oh, I see a picture of someone who's deceased, or I see an image, a still image of something. They start to become more animated. It's like, oh, here is my Aunt Mary, and now it's becoming an animated image, okay? Hearing is called clear audience, and that means you're getting thoughts. You're not necessarily physically hearing something in the room. You are getting thoughts that may say, hi, Ellie, everything is well here, something like that, you know? Every spirit comes with a different message, and that also usually comes a little later. You don't know. If you're a natural to meditation, and I've taught classes of beginners on meditation, some people close their eyes and boom, there they are. They're getting all kinds of messages. That's why before you start, you have to prepare something to record what you see and hear and experience. It may be something that you'll feel a chill, or something else that you want to record or draw when you're done. So it's nice to have a little notepad on the side somewhere near you. So as soon as you come back from your meditation, you can just start making some notes. You can record them on your phone, you could, or another recording device. There's a lot of ways to do it, because what the brain is doing is it's leaving this physical consciousness in part. If it leaves fully, you're gone, but it leaves this physical consciousness in part, and it's going into the collective unconsciousness of grids. So I'm not going to tell you what you're going to see or not see. Most people have a nice experience. Some people get very frustrated. You know, the brain is a computer. It works on binary codes, ones and zeros, and it just goes to something that it is matching within the grids. It's like your dreams. In your dreams, your consciousness from this brain is going into grids and having an experience. Sometimes you remember, sometimes you don't. That's why it's always good to make some notes. But if you are adept at this, imagery will flow, thoughts will come to you. You may actually manifest within the room. That's why I don't like fragrances or anything that could disturb my meditation. You may say, wait a minute, I smell some cooking, you know, that reminds me of Aunt Mary, that she used to cook this pasta all the time or whatever. You know, you got to be open to whatever comes. If nothing comes, you can try again once or twice more. If still nothing comes, then you have to say, well, meditation is not for me. My brain is not programmed, because we're all programmed. My brain is not programmed to go into other grids, get some messages and bring them back. Your messages should not be subjective. Like, let's say I was dating someone, I'll give you my generic name, John. I'm dating John, and I asked the question going in, which a new person should not do, but I asked, am I going to spend years with John? Okay. And I don't get an answer. I might get a yes, I might get a no, I might get a qualified. I don't know. It's like doing divination tools. And I'm like, well, I didn't get an answer of that. Then there's no answer. Okay, there's no answer that you can access. You just have to let events play out or go and see a psychic who would have better depth into what's going to happen in your relationship. Don't make meditation subjective about you and your life. Okay, just go out there, see what's out there, and bring back messages. That's it. If the messages, this is important, and you learn this with doing the tools of divination, if the messages are dark and you come back and you say, oh my God, I saw blood, I saw this, I saw that, it means you shouldn't be meditating. It means you 9 chances out of 10 took some drugs or something that were wrong, or you have emotional problems. And if you are dealing with emotional problems and medications and things like that, they may tell you that meditation is good for that. It may not necessarily be, because if you come back from meditation scared or crying or upset or whatever, no, don't go back and do it again. You're doing it because you want to have some kind of fun thing and learn something. You're not doing it because you want to be scared or enhance any emotional problems that you have. That's not what meditation is about. It's really not. So, I mean, if you want to just balance brain chemistry because you're bipolar or you're suffering from panic and anxiety, then yoga's better, and some of the other tools that involve the whole body energy to balance the chemistry of the brain. This is you out there with some spirits or with some, just you going out into the grids and seeing whatever is going to come back. It's really very simple. Do it with music, without music, do it any way you want. But just remember, if you have dark messages or upsetting messages, stop and don't do it again. Okay. And if you're on certain medications, not the most advisable. In metaphysics, they tell you all of this is going to help you and help you and help you. No, not really. Not really. It doesn't always work that way. All right. So now you're ready to start. Okay. We're sitting down, took off whatever glasses. Okay. Tech is off. You're ready to go. I learned from a friend named Sue how to meditate, because I don't meditate, and I didn't know how to meditate. And I was going to go on for 30 years and teach meditation. This was back in the mid 80s. And what you do is you close your eyes, you breathe deeply in through your nose. Now, some people say you count to 3 or to 5. Breathing in, hold the breath again to the count of 3, and then slowly, slowly, slowly exhale through your mouth. I'm going to post on the file connected to this video a meditation that a friend of mine and I did together when we had a TV show called The Metaphysical Experience. At the end of each show, we would create a meditation. And there's only one that I have. The rest are lost to whatever. We're talking maybe 30 years ago. But she explains how you should do it. Okay. And what you do is you do the breathing. Now, how many times you should do depends on you and when you feel you are ready. If after 3 deep breaths, you still don't feel ready to just let go and see and hear what's out there, then you're just not ready, and you may never be. There's no right, there's no wrong. Don't let anybody tell you other than that. Most people I know in my classes took 2 deep breaths and they were gone. Okay. That's also, again, that varies with different people. You can sit or light. You just make yourself comfortable. You look for your messages, okay? They could be images or not images. They could be colors. It's all frequency. Everything out and above this physical reality here that we call 3D, everything is just in frequency. When you do mediumship, it's frequency. It's just connecting your grid to somewhere or something else. And then when you come back, if you do it with music, you will know this music runs 5 minutes, 10 minutes, shouldn't be much more than that or you're sleeping already, but it runs for X number of minutes. And when it tapers off, you open your eyes, you get your messages, you think for a minute, yeah, I saw this, I saw that, I saw whatever, and you write it down. Okay. This is the easiest, best way to do it. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there teaching meditation, how to do it, where to do it, what to do it. It's like anything else in life. It's strictly an individual experience. Groups generally will give you more information, other things not. When you're writing it down, when you're done, the reason you're doing that is quickly, drawing, writing, whatever. You stop writing because there's nothing more that you remembered. And then you have to interpret what you wrote based on your current experience. Okay. It may make no sense to you. Like, why did I see two circles intertwined, which is Vesica Pisces, but okay. But let's say you saw two circles intertwined. What does that mean? You can look it up online. There's so many ways you can go. You may have seen an animal, like you may have seen a horse, a beautiful, beautiful horse. So you look up, what is the symbolism of horse? Okay. And I live in a city. Why did I see a horse? So it's different things at different times. Most meditations is if you continue doing this on whenever you want to, will bring different symbols. They don't bring the same symbol back because consciousness is a simulation. It's made out of consciousness grids. That's reality. That's the simulation. And each time you go out, you'll go somewhere else. You'll have a different experience. It's like when you dream at night, usually you go from this dream to that dream to the next dream. Okay. It's just streaming consciousness. Remember that when you wake up in the morning, that dream that you were waking up with, like, oh, I dreamed I was walking in this beautiful park. That dream is still continuing. That stream of consciousness is still out there, whether you're part of it or not. The same thing with the meditation. You are an observer. You are going, you are looking, you are experiencing, and then you are coming back to your physical body. Okay, so go as guided by your own intuition. I'm going to post these rules so you will know. I'm going to post them as a file underneath this YouTube. And I hope you have a nice journey. I hope you have fun. I believe if it's not fun, then don't do it. If it's going to cause you added grief, forget it. And if you are looking for that, show me who the perfect person is. All right, we know there's no perfect person. You may or may not see a person. Maybe something's there, or if you want to go in asking a question, okay, what's going to happen with reality? Show me what's going to happen. You may get nothing because maybe you're not supposed to. Probably you're just not supposed to, or there is no answer that you can interpret. After all is said and done, when you meditate and it's all written down or recorded on your device, it's a matter of interpretation. The things we dream, we go up to levels of things that we can't interpret. Meditation works the same way. We are taking our consciousness into grids that were like, I saw something, I don't know what it is, I can't write it down. Maybe it was a symbol that looked a little like this. Was it an alien language? What was it? Write it down. One day you may have the answer, you may never know. And the internet is a good place after you've done your meditation to get some clue as to what your consciousness is trying to tell you. So you can ask questions, don't ask questions, but try not to make them too personal. If anything, go for the bigger picture. On that note, I wish you a great meditation, a wonderful day, and I will be back again. Thank you for listening.